Well, I've got with me DEFRA Minister Geoffrey Boot and Biosphere Isle of Man working together for a sustainable future, the vision and strategy 2021 to 2026. Isn't it a bit late in the term to be coming out with all this sort of stuff now?
Well, no. Up until now, we haven't had a fixed strategy. We work with the Stakeholders group, and we've come up with different projects across government and across the community, and to get community buy-in. But we felt it would be an excellent idea. It's not something that's demanded of us by UNESCO, but to have a proper vision and strategy going forward. And this goes to 2026, which is when we have the review from UNESCO of our biosphere status. So it gives us strategy, it gives us a way forward, and some of the things we want to achieve in that period of time.
It was a massive thing to get in the first place, but have we put it under risk in all sorts of ways over the last few years? And elm trees, of course, come to mind at the moment.
No, we haven't. Obviously, the biosphere is not about regulating the way we go forward. It's man living with the environment and the culture and everything else that goes with it. And this situation with the elm trees, it has no effect on our biosphere status at all. And if you look at what we've done island-wide in the last few years since we got biosphere, the Biosphere accolade, we've done some really good work, moved forward with some of our programmes in the environment, culture, poetry map comes to mind on the cultural side, lots of things going on.
Your credentials, though, have come in for question numerous times about how committed are you to this? Go on, how committed are you?
Well, in terms of Biosphere, yeah, I'm very committed. And,
right.
Working with the team, which is a small team, I'm very pleased with what they've delivered so far and continue to deliver. This document sort of sets the scene for the next administration. Who knows where I'll be, but at least we're leaving them with a legacy that they can work to.
Is this set in concrete then? This is a guide for them to pick up, whoever the next administration might be?
Administration could throw it away, but I suspect they won't, because it is an excellent document. We had a members' presentation this morning, and I have to say members received it very well. Buy-in, they're going off and spreading the word, and that's what it's all about. But we're all in the biosphere. You're in the biosphere. We're all part of it, Paul. We all have to buy into this. Highlights
then. So you got some ideas there. I mean, what exactly are you signalling to everyone that you're going to try and do?
Well, the tenet is around the 5 E's, and that's the economy, education, engagement, enjoyment, and the environment. And that's important that all those aspects are covered. And I think going forward, assuming the new administration picks this up, that one of those tenets will be selected on a yearly basis to concentrate on. But most of them, I mean, they're all interlinked. Biosphere is about the community buy-in. We all have to buy into the biosphere.
I mean, the economy is just the very top one. I mean, there's this massive trade-off, isn't there, between doing things that are going to benefit the island.
Well, having met some of the senior UNESCO people involved in Biosphere, it's not about stopping development. It's sustainable development. That's the key issue here. Sustainability in terms of what you do, if you're building or building businesses, having a look at what their long-term sustainability is from an island biosphere perspective.
How well do you think you've done in this tenure, by the way, since getting Biosphere Isle of Man? I mean, well, are we on the right path?
I am part of that. And government and the community are also very much involved in what we've done. I mean, from my perspective, I look at things like the environment. We brought in the Agri-Environment Scheme. We're bringing in woodland grants. We planted 100,000 trees with the People's Forest. Registration of buildings. Registered more buildings in the last 5 years than in the last 20 years. So there's several things that have happened in my tenure that build on biosphere and sustainability.
But have we been on the right path? Have you committed yourself? I'm saying you, but the Isle of Man. Have we committed ourselves enough to this so far, or is this why you're bringing this out?
Well, no, I think we've made a big commitment, and we've had some senior people from UNESCO visit us, and they've been shown around and met the communities, and they've all gone back and said we are on the right track and we're doing the right things.
And we get looked at every so often, do we, to get sure that the report card ticks everything?
But people come and visit us because they're interested, because we're the only whole nation biosphere. So we're a bit of an experiment in a way, and also government are sponsoring this, and in many places it's NGOs, non-government organisations. So there's continuity. We are committed.
I suppose I'm trying to say, do we have to hit targets anyway? I mean, do we have to be?
There are no targets set. No, okay. I mean, we have the sustainability goals, development goals, and we will in due course probably sign up to those. But we are not a UN country, and as such we ride very much on the UK's coattails in that respect. But we can do that, and yes, I think we've done a good job so far. And from what the feedback we've had from UNESCO itself is that we are definitely going the right way.
Who inputted into this then? Was it just government departments, or did you go out and seek
No.
expert advice?
If you look at the document itself, it gives you an idea of the stakeholders. There's quite a number of stakeholders there, nationwide, as it were. And we have a stakeholders group meeting every 2 or 3 months, and they've been on board in developing this and fed in their ideas, as well as other ideas from other areas in government itself. And you can see it's quite a cross-community engagement.
Before I let you go, because that's that, I have to ask you, I mean, that does seem what Manx Wildlife Trust. Do you regret not giving them preferred status on planning, by the way, now with this elm tree?
Well, in this particular instance, it would have made no difference, because no one appealed and no one seemed to know about it.
But overall, do you regret them not now having
No,
that
I
status?
don't think they should have interested party status. I mean, we had a debate in Tynwald and we came to a conclusion on that. The big problem I have is that the interested party status is automatically afforded to local authorities, and in this case they didn't respond despite being prompted by the local MHKs. Sadly, there was an inappropriate misquote by the Manx Wildlife Trust when they found out about this. We've now settled those differences because they do a lot of work with us, and we have a good working relationship.
It's slightly gagged though, aren't they? They couldn't come to the demonstration on Sunday. I was asking for them and they weren't there.
Well, they weren't there.
Nothing
no.
to you then? Not been gagged?
No,
Right.
Not in any way whatsoever. And in fact, I hear on the grapevine that they were booed along with government. So.
How do you think this has gone? I mean, you've seen it go through all the correct procedures. Do you think there has been a bit of a mistake on this one?
No, I don't think there was a mistake. I mean, I'm reviewing all the documentation.
You meet their landowner on Friday, aren't you?
I am indeed, with their architects, and engaged. In the meantime, we have invoked the Wildlife Act and said that we don't want those trees felled at the moment. You may
Is that due to the bats and things?
Bats and nesting
So nothing's
birds.
going to happen for how long?
So I don't believe anything will happen until after the summer in terms of the trees themselves. I don't think they will do anything. They would be foolhardy to do something in the meantime. But I'm hoping that we can talk to them and maybe find a resolution.
Do you think there is that option?
Well, it's an option, and if they don't engage, then we're still looking at the procedure and whether or not there were any breakdowns that may enable a petition of dolience. But at the end of the day,
that's the only option left, isn't it?
at the end of the day, the key issue on this, Paul, is not the system itself. It's the fact that people in the system did not react at the right time. Had Maloo commissioners reacted, and they could have done for 21 days, and they were reminded, we would have had an appeal situation which may have shed a whole different light on
We had
this.
where that sign was. It was pretty difficult to see, wasn't it? The actual, we had to put.
Well, we had pictures of the original sign, the original application. It was very visible. Right. There's talk about what it said on there, but it described the development, and that there was a second sign put up, a green sign, which was when the amended plans were put in, and that's discretion. We put that up, and the commissioners were informed once again, and anyone else who'd made any observations. But there were literally no objections.
It just sounds to me like it has been a cock up in the sense it's slipped through, and lessons will be learned. I'm sure you're going to say.
Yeah, well, I think they will be in the future. But I think there is a lesson for the commissioners to learn here as well. That when they have an application, some commissioners publicise planning applications in their area, and I think that's something that the commissioners should engage in. That's community engagement.
Okay, well, Vision and Strategy 2021 to 2026, Biosphere Isle of Man. Here it is, available. All good books. I was going to say all books
available from government, various other outlets,
online, no doubt, and everything.
And online, yes.
And as always, to be absolutely transparent, you are standing in the Manx Isle of Man House of Keys general election, which of course are the people standing, and a full list is available online.